Got here like 3 hours early and still we almost missed our flight. It's 4 in the morning, but it's 9 in the morning and my body doesn't know what to do with that. So good morning. All right, so the jet lag is kicking butts in it. I don't have a, I'm trying here. But basically, I'm actually very excited because there's some really awesome progress happening on this project outside of the script, which doesn't make any sense, but I will just let past Steve explain it. All right, past Steve here. But I want to show you something that I'm really excited about because we have begun building a set. But this is going to become the bedroom of our main character. Let me show you. So the boy that I was telling you about, the main character, this whole space up here is gonna be his bedroom. We just put in a window. Hopefully future Steve, when he's back from London, will be able to show you 2 windows, because they're gonna be 2 symmetrical windows right there. Right now we only have 1. This is actual like progress. Maybe his bed goes under this window, in front of this window, and like the walls have posters of something. The bedroom is essentially gonna be everything you see in the frame. And I'm thinking like Rube Goldberg machines everywhere. I think that would be so sick that like this becomes the window from which like he communicates with his, the best friend, and like they send messages through some machine invention that he's built in this, through this window, and like all through this space along this wall is like ways that he, does simple tasks through the most complicated machine possible that he built. And there's a hornet trying to get in. So I'm gonna shut the window and I'm gonna send it back to future Steve. They're all on the wrong side of the road. That is so weird.
Well, you didn't do it very nice, man. Tyler.
I tapped very gently on a pillow, not even on skin. So here's my thought process. Instead of me just sitting and talking about the story, I'm gonna try it on Tyler. This is my buddy Tyler. If you don't know him, he's been in everything we've ever done. Some quick shots of you as a teenager punching someone, and then as a little bit older teenager getting married, and then as a 20-something chopping someone's head off, and then, and I have Christmas parties, yeah. But we're on a trip right now. That's why I'm in England. And so my thought process was like, what if I just I haven't given him the whole story yet. Like I think you've heard like little bits and pieces of it. Yeah?
Yes, I barely know.
So basically, I'll fast forward through this part since you guys have heard the overview. What I want to talk through with him is I want to like take episode 1 and break it down and see if we can get some traction on like the story beats throughout episode 1. This time machine is like, I think it's like perfectly symmetrical, but it doesn't work. One side of it is perfectly functioning, but when he comes across it, he basically pushes the button to see what will happen, and it sort of sputters, fails. You learn that it doesn't work. And the big point of episode 1 is he's had to repair the time machine. So he's been working for 3 years now to repair the time machine to bring back his mom, because mom passed just after finding the time machine. So now the motivation for 3 years in repairing it, and what he stole was the final piece to repair, something like that, yeah. He stole the final piece to repair the time machine. So anyways, episode 2 starts with a guy walking out.
Question. I might be ruining this. Is it from Santa or Santa included in this?
No, that's actually a good thought. It's not, you're not ruining anything. That is something I have to grapple with because
I was legitimately thinking, oh, this thing was created, like this is Santa's time machine.
that is, I think, what's in my head.
This is how he gets around the world in a night.
Oh, no, not that. But so my problem is I don't want it to be
You don't want it to look.
some 17-year-old kid truly cracked quantum physics and actually from his bedroom made a time machine. So it developed into him discovering the time machine, and I want it to be ancient.
Yeah.
But I still
not
don't want it to be like
Santa
a
Claus
world
looking.
where scientists figured it out. I want it to be fantasy. I want it to be
Yeah.
like it's, I don't know, I don't like the idea of like magic, but like some version of like,
It's just you don't explain it all.
yeah.
But my thought was that it is somewhat from, or maybe later it's revealed that like it has some sort of Santa-esque.
I think that
feature.
is like for sure where my head's at. Like, I don't know entirely how to get there yet. But yeah, I think in my head it's been Santa's. I didn't think of the fact that that's how he, like you just sidestep the sleigh. Like that's how he gets around the world. It's not the sleigh, it's the time machine.
Or
That might be too far outside the lore.
I don't know.
But that's an interesting concept.
Because like you could always, that could be funny. Like someone's like, how does he get around? And it's somehow introduced that like this is how he did it.
What if it's like he has a waypoint in like every
City.
nation.
Yeah.
He does the sleigh from the jump spots. Like he has jump spots all over the world hidden, but then once he hits that, he can go around the city or the state or the country or, I don't know, that's an interesting concept. You spend all of episode 2, trying to hide this guy that just materialized because now there's a guy that he just brought in the world. Trying to start figuring out how to get him back, etc. The end of episode 2, you find out this is his dad, who he hates.
This is his dad. Who he hates.
Do we have a time frame?
That's what
Oh, what time does it close?
I don't know.
All right, we just realized like halfway through recording that St. Paul's Cathedral closes in like 30 minutes. So we're gonna run through this and then we'll come back to this. Oregon is creepy.
Yeah, it makes.
This was the crypt. This was the basement of the cathedral where all the dead people are. These are all just funny names of, I don't know who these are, but I thought it was hilarious. I mean, Viscount Slim, the Earl of Mayo. So Tyler, for some reason, wanted to climb the stairs all the way to the top of this cathedral because he enjoys pain. And I'm telling you, you've never experienced anything like this. Like, I don't care what you've done, you've never done this. It was stairs on stairs on stairs on stairs with 0 landings. So your quads were just completely on fire the entire time. Like the Quad Father, like Quadzilla.
I am deader than the deadest of the deadest guys in the basement of the dead place here.
Well, I don't know if there's more or not. I hope not. I've seen enough. I don't care.
Yo, there was definitely more. And honestly, it just got worse and worse because it was like, it got narrower and narrower, but the view was actually pretty cool once we were up there.
So the time machine whirs up, smoke, out comes a hand. The kid's bummed out about it. It's his dad. That's what you end up finding out at the end of episode 2. How obvious do you feel like that is?
Oh.
So the end of it, yeah, you were looking at the tickets, I think, when I said them. So the end of episode 2, after they're irritated with each other, they're fighting the whole time because the guy doesn't want to be there, and then obviously the kid, that's not who he wanted. So at the end of episode 2, you find out that's his dad. Like they figure out, because they don't know each other, so they figure out that they're father's son. Do you feel like that's obvious?
No. That's good. It's not obvious.
Yeah.
So you're stuck. Like,
Yeah, because the time machine breaks on his way in. So on his way through, it breaks again, and that's part of like what triggers their terrible shot. That's part of what triggers their adventure. But either way, one way or another, yeah, he's trapped. So episodes 3 and 4 are sort of him figuring out his trying to figure out a way to get back.
maybe in the instruction manual it's not a diamond, or it's not something. It's like a special glass, and he didn't know that diamond worked. And
I think a diagram is an important piece. Actually, I think that would be helpful.
To the kid, it looks like a diamond, but the dad knows that it's like some special mineral or something like that.
Because Dad's a nerd too.
Yeah.
Maybe Dad's job is some nerdy thing that connects to whatever's
Dad
needed
built
to
this
fix.
machine, right?
Dad did?
Is that what you're saying?
No.
Oh, so how did Dad get it too?
How did Dad get what to?
How did Dad get the time machine?
Because the kid chose the place to suck the person from. You know what I mean?
The
It's
time
like
machine doesn't take kid to, it takes Dad from.
Yes, sorry. It's pulling Dad from the past into the future.
Gotcha.
Well, the kid's present, but the dad's future. So the dad has to go back to the past so that the kid can continue to exist.
I understand.
Is at least the current thought process. All right, we're gonna try not to die and climb down. We'll see how this works. Hopefully down is way better than up. Guys, that was so sweaty. Like, such a sweaty. I'm showered now. I'm not as sweaty. Also, figured out why we were so sweaty going up there. I had my backpack. I took everything out of it, but I left this sweatshirt in there. So that was like, I bet that had to have added like at least 2 pounds. I think he had some good insight on like the whole time machine connection to Santa. Still trying to wade through that and figure that out a little bit. But I like that thought process. He's taking a shower. Once he's done, I want to sort of finish the conversation because I know we got interrupted. But I liked the sort of angle that he was thinking with, like, I'm trying to still figure it out, but the connection between Santa and the time machine. I was on that vein. The idea that, like, that's how Santa travels. I don't know how I feel about that. Santa Claus's lore is so firmly established in the sleigh stuff that I feel like changing that would not slay. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry for that. I think sometimes when I watch Christmas movies and they just like take whatever liberties they want and they go nuts, it kind of bothers me. So thoughts on that, because I'm interested in how we could sort of incorporate Santa's sort of fantasy connection with that time machine. It does need to happen. I do think that's the most logical. The other thing that I really liked that I felt like came from that conversation, you know, what we've had so far, was the idea that, like, I think we were on top of the cathedral when I said it, that maybe Dad and Mom, like, maybe the relationship was further than I initially anticipated. Maybe they weren't like meeting up on their first date. Maybe Dad was about to propose, which I want, no matter what the connection is between like this moment that Mom and Dad were about to have, that the son pulls Dad out of into the future. That moment, I want to be something significant, something pivotal that like Mom did not know was going to happen, so that when Mom is gone, the son never knows that. I need to guard that information from the boy. So I kind of like that maybe the relationship is a little bit further along than I was initially anticipating. Maybe they're about to get engaged. He comes with the ring. He's ready to commit, but Mom doesn't know that. And so she thinks when she finds out about the job that he just wants to leave. And she makes her own assumptions. He makes his own assumptions. The dispute forces them apart. She decides she's just going to be a single mom. Like, there's good tension there. There's good drama there. I like that. Apparently, Tyler's also allergic to cathedrals. I don't know what's wrong with him. You'll hear when he gets out of the shower when we get back to the conversation, but he is like fully stuffed, like stuffed. Are you dead?
No, I just
His allergy. He literally just drank a bottle of Afrin.
yeah.
Say, okay, what do you think of the story so far? What do you think is forgettable? What do you think is parts that like immediately just don't feel interesting, or what are parts that you find interesting and need more exploring?
Well, obviously, I think episode 2 is pretty gap filled, right? Like, there's just a lot of questions. I think after
I don't know.
After definitely the end of episode 1, it's hooked. Like, you're hooked. Like, there's a hook.
You think episode 1 feels solid overall?
Oh yeah, because I think there's a lot of those questions that I immediately went to. Is this Santa's? I know it's Christmas, so is this Santa's? What's up with Dad?
Yeah, I think what I'm trying to figure out, episode 2 needs to begin an adventure. Right after you bring him back, we need to start a new side quest.
Yes.
Maybe even
2 or 3 that like arc over multiple episodes. And I think that's where I'm at, is I'm trying to figure out what is the most interesting. I want their adventure to feel like it is necessary for a father and son. So from here, we kind of just went down the rabbit hole, which is kind of the whole point of this, right? Like, yeah, we had a bunch of ideas in these moments that were not going to be used, but we at least explored them. And ultimately, exploring those probably somewhat useless ideas finally led us to this gem.
I wish there was some sort of way to, like, the time machine somehow, some way is built with things in their past that they have to go. I know he already kind of fixed it up, but now it broke beyond the first initial breaking, if that makes sense. And there's things that Dad knows and recollects of where to find them, and they somehow cross paths with Dad and Mom's original story.
Like the time machine has like clues.
There are pieces to it that also correspond with pieces in Dad and Mom's past. I don't know what that would be, but the diamond is the best thing, like, because that's the last one.
I feel like the diamond's like the culmination.
That's the last one,
like
but it's the same idea. It's
the key.
It's those continual ingredients that the time machine needed.
I like the idea. I think this, at least this is spawning from something you're saying. I like the idea of almost like like in the 49th Mystic, the book I'm reading, the Ted Dekker book. It's like there's these 5 seals. There's these 5 keys to knowledge she has to learn. These 5 things she has to uncover, each sequential and progressive. And as she uncovers each one sequentially, she becomes capable of what, like, they equip her for the specific task she's going to like accomplish. It's kind of, Indiana Jones-esque. Like, that's what I'm obsessed with.
What could be cool too is this could be the last, I don't know if it's the last act, but they get that last mineral and they lose it or it breaks. Then everything's lost. That's when the ring comes in.
That needs to happen in episode 5.
That's when the ring comes in, and it's like, just try it, see if it works, and it works. You know what I mean?
What if there's 5 things. There's 5 tasks that they have to complete for the time machine to work.
I almost see like little capsules where you put the thing in, and like it's a laugh.
I saw it more as like the thing revealed when you had the genuine encounter.
The reason I like tangible things is because
Earth, fire, water, wind kind of a thing.
But every use of the time machine uses them up. Like, it's like gasoline almost. And he'll be like, didn't you use this before? Yeah, but there was already stuff in them from the guy before or something like that.
Oh, there's leftovers, so he just had to finish like one thing.
Yeah, he just needed to fix up some electrical work. Like, it's more of the guts behind the time machine. He goes, no,
or maybe desire
what
is.
What Dad knows, or what Son knows, is just the electrical side. That's all I figured out. It was already in there. And like, I didn't know the gasoline that propelled
That's cool. Even if I almost lean towards though, like the kid had to do 1. There's 5 or whatever it is, and the kid only had to accomplish the final one, and it's like something very simple for him. Like,
but you have to introduce that episode
the
1,
deep
right?
desire. Not necessarily. You could just see all of them. You could see maybe even their labeling in the machine, but they get explained when they become necessary again. This allows me to have a reason why the machine doesn't work after Dad comes through. Because it's not just mechanical issues. The mechanical issue with it is fine.
It's almost like Screams.
It does create another
It's almost
problem.
like Screams from Monsters, Inc.
Yes, it needs fuel. But the problem is we just created another problem for ourselves in the sense that now the diamond isn't that cool. Because the diamond was like the thing fixing the mechanical side. And now the time machine's not going to break when Dad comes through.
Yeah.
It's going to deplete its resources, and we have to start over with the resources. Ooh. So I do keep coming back to like each thing prompts them to do a task though, because like one of our ideas that I was already talking about was like the ant's business is going under, and like an episode is them selflessly trying to bring eyes to her business because her business is failing. Her romantic life is non-existent because she's a single mom having to care for this teenage kid who's not her own, and he's being a real butt. Like he's being so difficult
that he begins to realize that he needs to do something for her. But I think the piece I didn't have of it was they're doing something to help her business, but I think that should also satisfy something in the meter, the resource meter for the time machine to work again. That at least gives us
Oh, this is why Steve makes me so nervous.
I'm excited. It's been a good trip with a good friend. Got to just enjoy just hanging out. We got to learn a lot, laughed, ate food I shouldn't have eaten. Got to get back on the carnivore grind going back, but I'm excited because I actually feel like some of the pieces, probably the thing I'm most excited about is some of the Santa time machine stuff I got to figure out, but specifically like I'm stewing on the resources that the machine needs to operate. I'm stuck on that. I think that's a really fun concept and I want to explore that. So we need our sort of earth, wind, fire. Earth, wind, what is it? Earth, wind, fire. Isn't there 4 of them? Water. We need our earth, wind, fire, water. We need our resources that the machine needs. But yeah, I think we got some good stuff. I'm excited about it. We're gonna fly home. Love you. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Give Tyler some love in the comments. Love you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for making a movie with us. See you later.
I wanna me to be in a movie with you.
No looking at your picture, huh?
Yeah!